Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Shadow, a Chinese drama action film from 2018 that was directed by Zhang Yimou. Now set in China's Three Kingdoms era in the 3rd century AD, trouble brews in the kingdom after an enemy state occupies contested territory. An aggressive military commander and the king disagree over war and diplomacy, leading to a tense showdown in the royal court. Unbeknownst to one of them, the other is in critical condition and has deployed a doppelganger to pose as him. Trained for years to be his shadow, this man is suddenly thrust into a dangerous situation. So if you were to read online reviews of Shadow, and there are many of them, the most common compliment that you'll hear about this movie is that it is extremely beautiful. And yes, I do agree with that general opinion. Shadow looks great. The color scheme is primarily gray, white, and black, which, theoretically could look bland, but the film is still visually compelling. Some directors and cinematographers have a special talent to make everything look really good. Zhang Yimou is one of those people. Also, the cinematographer of Shadow also worked on House of Flying Daggers and Curse of the Golden Flower. Now, as an added bonus, we get some solid camera work and eye-popping sets. All of this creates a very impressive visual experience. Music and scoring are also very good in this. So all of the technical aspects are top-notch here. The story, I would say, is merely sufficient. There are some good moments early on where the shadow could be exposed, so he tries to think of how to talk his way out of certain situations. I like those scenes. But overall, the script writing is really nothing special here, and at times it does feel like it's kind of treading water a little bit and not really progressing much. Now, I do understand that this is more of an old-school period film that takes its time, but still, I wish the conflicts were a little bit more intriguing and thought-provoking. I had the same reaction to the performances and action scenes. The acting is good, but nothing mind-blowing. The fights are not on the same level as something like Hero, but they do have their moments. There are a few good weapon fights during the second half that do get pretty bloody, but they are entertaining in their own right. Now, the weaponry design is a little bit ridiculous, but it's creative, and I like creativity, so I just rolled with it. I was fine with it. So really, when you think about it, I'm not really head over heels in love with Shadow like many other people out there seem to be when I was reading some reviews after I watched the film. It's one of those movies that is driven heavily by its visuals and technical qualities, which are great. Everything else in the film, in my opinion, is good. So I enjoyed it, and I would have no problem sitting through it again at some point in the future. This is a good flick. But would it crack my top 10 list for this director? If you remember, I already did a top 10 list for Zhang Yimou on this channel. I'll include a link to that video in the description box below. But if I were to update it, would I include Shadow in my top 10? I'm not entirely sure. There's a chance it could sneak in near the bottom of that list, maybe number 10 or number 9. But it would definitely not crack my top 5, I'm certain of that much. I like those films way too much. But regardless, it's another nice feather in this director's cap that strengthens his filmography as a whole. It's another good title. So Shadow is scheduled for a physical release in the United States later this year, in August, I believe. But it's already available on Region 3 DVD with English subtitles. So if you're itching to watch it, pick up the Region 3 DVD. And as always, we'll see you next time.